Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.
El Festival South by Southwest, en su edición online 2021, nos ofreció una cantidad muy importante de showcases donde pudimos escuchar y descubrir artistas de muchas latitudes. Uno de los lugares emblemáticos de esta cita anual en Austin es la British Music Embassy, que este año tuvo alrededor de 8 o 9 espacios para mostrar varias de las agrupaciones que llegan desde Reino Unido. Una de ellas es Milk, a quien tenemos el gusto de conversar el día de hoy en esta videollamada. Hello, guys.
Hello. Hi, guys. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Where are you right now?
We're in this recording studio, actually, in Rayners Lane, which is West London, at RYP Recordings, recording our next EP.
Cool. It's always great to make new music, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's the best thing, the most fun you can have.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a musician, but I found very important to chat with an artist when it's in the studio, right? Because it's a different feeling when you release your record and talk about it than when you are making it, right?
Yes, absolutely. We've been going since 10 a.m. this morning. I mean, that's actually not that long, I suppose, but it frazzles your mind. You're just in a zone, you know. To snap out of it is difficult, though. It's exciting.
What can you tell us about your showcase in South by Southwest?
Well, it was the first time we'd played for a year, which was strange. I mean, we came off tour. We were touring with a band called Après, and we'd been going around the UK, and then obviously nothing. We were going to go to Texas, and then we obviously couldn't. So this was the first opportunity we had to play again, which was really exciting. And we did it in a theatre in South London. Our friends run the Close Encounter Club, who put on the stage, and it was great. Yeah, it was so fun to play again.
Maybe it's been a little weird to play in front of a bunch of cameramans and technicians, but not in front of an audience. But actually, you play for a lot of people in many places all over the world, right?
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because, like you say, with the cameras there and stuff, it's kind of impossible to be aware of the people that will be watching. You know, you're aware that the cameras are there, but you don't think about. Well, anyway, I wasn't thinking about the people that would be watching. You hope that it sounds good, and you hope there's people watching.
At the end, it's important to make these festivals like South by Southwest, even online, because we have the opportunity to see new music and the opportunity to watch bands in a different vibe and a different way. Online, it's not that bad, right?
Yeah, that's true. There's so much variety, and you don't have to leave your room. It's just a click instead of a walk. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I think hopefully, one good thing that might come from the situation is that in some way it will carry on. So you can have both. You can have like festivals at scheduled times, but then of course you can have festivals all year round now. They'd just be online.
Absolutely, and maybe we can watch special streaming from a band playing something special, and that it's impossible that many people of all over the world travel to watch it, and we can have it in our computer.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you want me to take this?
Well,
for a bit.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
We're just swapping hands.
So, guys, what can you tell us about the work of Weird Milk? You are a very young band. You have a few singles in platforms, but what can you tell us about your job in the music industry?
Well, we've been playing for 4, probably 5. Well, me and Zach have been playing for about 10 years together since we were like 15. So it's been steady ascension, I hope, of practicing and gigging around London, and then most recently around the country until gigs stop. But then we're going to carry on, and yeah, 5 tunes
on the internet.
There's 5 songs on the internet. We've had a year. We used this year to just write, and now everything is coming back. We're going to come back with lots of new music.
There's light at the end of the tunnel for music festivals and live gigs, right? Maybe at the end of the summer, in the fall. I found that there's some festivals in the UK that are going to happen in September. So there's important to think now about that kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to start rehearsing for them again as well, which is exciting.
So London and the UK have a lot of places to play, a lot of festivals. London is a music capital of the world. But how is your experience as a new band in London? Because you have a lot of other bands to play with or to compete with. I mean, in a good way, but there's a lot of things happen in one weekend, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think in London, the big scene, or one of the kind of predominant scenes, is kind of post-punk or kind of experimental punk bands, which there are some great bands and some great songs, but sometimes we found that it's difficult to, if you're playing on the same bill as some like post-punk bands, or it's like 2 or 3 other post-punk bands, and sometimes it's difficult to fit in, sonically speaking. So sometimes it's hard to know where you lie in everything, you know,
where to play,
who to play with,
because there's so much. It's hard to fit in. We have quite chirpy music, which London isn't necessarily as chirpy as sometimes we come across, or we think we come across. I'm not sure, but you know.
Yeah.
And how important is for you as a band the role of the media in the music industry nowadays? Because in the recent years, a lot of people said that television is gonna die, radio is gonna die, newspapers, magazines. I mean, there's a lot of things happening online. But how important is for you to have access to traditional media that very strong in the UK?
Vinyl lives on, doesn't it? I mean, it's just, I mean,
you take the phone.
Yeah. Records mean a lot to us personally. We collect vinyl still. I recently bought the band's record, The Band, and it is just so good.
Yes.
Like it's like I got like some really super high quality vinyl. I don't know what the technicals are, but it's just so good. I love it so much. I mean, that never changes. I mean, and there's a recent thing in the UK, CD sales are lower than vinyls sales now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you gotta move with the media, I guess, whatever that means. But I mean, I don't know, as long as there's music, then it's fine.
I read that you have these elements of 60s music in your sound. Is it true for you? You try to find these elements. I found maybe more nostalgic, not necessarily about a decade, but with a lot of nostalgia, but sounding in 2021, avant-garde.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice to hear.
We when we started, the thing that made us the first thing that we were kind of writing with in mind, was like the 60s, like Beach Boys and Beatles always, I guess, and stuff. And so it was just what we were kind of critiquing our own songwriting too, you know, and that's why that got in, because that's just how we started. But because it's been a year since we released music, and those songs were written probably a year before they were released. So at that time, that's what we were listening to. But I think you'll hear with our new stuff that it's not stuck in the 60s. No, I don't dislike that term, but I think it's true. But there's more to it than that, is what I'm saying. I think, maybe, I guess.
Yes, please.
I was just going to say, I think partly it comes from like Charlie said, because those are the songs that we love. So those are the things that we kind of guided by, but also the way they recorded those songs. So like the big room studios with the band in there, and the way they recorded the sounds kind of authentically or in an analog sort of acoustic way, we took inspiration from that as well. So I think some of the sounds we go for with the instruments and things like that, and the harmonies, probably kind of evokes that kind of 60s thing as well. But like Charlie said, we don't want to be like a throwback band, you know?
Yeah, that's
not at all. It sounds 2021 band.
Great, thanks, man.
I found it amazing in your showcase. It's very catchy and, as I said, very nostalgic, very emotive.
Oh, good.
Great.
Oh, great.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. So yeah, really appreciate that.
So guys, when you're gonna release your next EP?
Oh, couldn't say. We're literally, today is the last
session.
So we're mixing right now, and we're just adding some little bits. I think after this, we're just going to go and record
a little bit of guitar,
some guitar riffs, and little touch-ups, and then mixing over the weekend, and then.
But we were just listening to it in the next room, and we were just saying we want to just release it now. So I guess the answer to your question,
soon as we can,
is as soon as possible.
But we can't say precisely when, because we don't know. Yeah.
I'm gonna be aware of your social media to listen your new EP. Maybe you will release a single or a video, right?
Oh yeah, that will be coming soon.
Oh yeah,
I mean that will be in like the next 2 months. Yeah, let's say 2 months. Why not?
Yes, let's have it for the summer, right?
Yeah. Oh no,
yes.
no, it will definitely be before summer. Yeah, before summer.
And when will you come to Mexico to play live?
Oh man, I hope next year. You know,
I would love to come to Mexico.
We have a friend who's from Guadalajara.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Eduardo de la Paz. He mixed.
He's a producer.
Produced our tune "Honey, I'm Around," and he's told us so much about just the food, the beach. Yeah, hopefully as soon as possible.
You have to come to Guadalajara and to play in Mexico City, of course.
Of course.
There are a lot of festivals, a lot of places to play, not as much as the UK, but like Eduardo and maybe other people will tell you, there's a lot of connection between the UK music and Mexico.
Yeah.
I can understand exactly why, but it's always amazing when I talk to a band that have played here and have a blast when they play in front of the Mexican audience.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to come.
And you will play live at the end of the year in the UK. You have any plans to play on a festival or your own gig?
I think festivals here are starting back up the end of July. So we have some to announce, I think, in the next few weeks, and then we've already announced a few in September.
Oh, cool!
And then we'll be playing more shows, which we're to announce as soon as possible, around the country. Yeah,
gonna be very aware of what happened with Weary Milk. Looking forward to listen your new single, your next EP, to see you live here in Mexico. It was amazing to see you in South by Southwest, and I really appreciate to have this conversation with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. It's been so nice to speak to you.
Yes, thank you.
Weary Milk, thank you so much for this chat with Rutas Alternas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gilberto.
Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.